So we are packing up to head to Tallahassee for the Full-Time Families Rally. I kind of dreaded a lot of the stuff I thought would be manual with Airstream, but it really hasn't been that bad. I mean, we don't have power awnings, we don't have power jacks, we don't have power much of anything. So to pack up and get out of here, this is basically what we got to do. We got to clean up the inside of the Airstream, which Marissa's working on, make sure things aren't going to move around, tumble, all that kind of stuff, which is good because when you move around, you're kind of forced to keep the place pretty clean. So we keep stuff put away pretty well, pretty clean. It doesn't take that long to do that. We also have 4 stabilizer jacks, 1 on each corner. I had to crank those up, so those are up and ready to roll. We look around the campsite, make sure everything's picked up that we need to pick up, pack away, get everything in the van. Then we're gonna hook up the van to the Airstream and put the Blue Ox Sway Pro on there, which is supposed to help with not only weight distribution but also sway. And then the last thing we're gonna do is unhook the water, unhook the electric, and then we're out of here. Oh, not totally out of here. We still have to dump the tanks because this side only has water and electric, and when that's the case, you dump your tanks. We made it 10 nights at this place without dumping our tanks because we're close to the bathhouse. It's easily in walking distance, so we walked over there, you know, for the showers and things that were really water heavy, and then, you know, the tanks were fine, so. These are our Anderson levelers. You just roll onto them to the height you need. When you get done, you roll back down and then pull them out. I'm gonna wait and do the weight distribution hitch when we go. We have to dump still, it's more level over there, so I'm gonna do that over there. One question we've had with the doors is, do they open and shut while hooked up to the Airstream? And yes, they do.
So we've really enjoyed our stay at Lithia Springs Park. It is absolutely beautiful here. The sites are really big and private. They have a beautiful playground, which Hensley's enjoyed. They have a really cool swimming area too, which unfortunately it was too cold for us to get to enjoy while we were here. It's always bittersweet when we say goodbye to a place, but we get to say hello to a new one. And I think we paid around $24 a night. So not bad for this beautiful park that's got some really cool amenities. And we're only about 35 minutes southeast outside of Tampa, so it's a really good location too for the price.
Making our first stop to fill up. The hitch has been doing better since I lowered the ball height on it, which I did last time, I guess maybe an hour or two from Tampa. And then also I've really tightened these up. You can actually see, a bit of a curve right here in that bar. That tension is what not only makes it a weight distribution hitch, but also helps with the sway, and it has definitely helped with the sway. The wind has picked up a little bit in the last hour, and so I went from not feeling any sway at all to just a tiny bit of sway when a semi passes me. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like, as soon as you get on the interstate, the thing flips, and 10 being like, you don't even notice it's back there. It doesn't matter how fast you go or who you pass or what the weather is. I'm gonna say this hitch at the beginning was like probably a 6, like it was towable. It was maybe above average, but definitely below expectations. It wasn't to the point that I felt unsafe with it, but we couldn't go the speeds we wanted. We couldn't pass people like we wanted. It really slowed down the trip. And so I'm gonna say now it's from a 6 up to maybe like an 8. I would still like to get it at least up to a 9, between a 9 and a 10. It'd be ideal to have it as a 10 where you never feel sway no matter what the circumstances. I know people have said like their Hensley hitch and some other things they've put on there. Maybe adding a sway bar, that kind of thing, can get you to a 10, but maybe it's possible. A 10 to me would be tough with a travel trailer like this in any weather condition to have that. But if I can get there, I want to get there. So we want to get it just as safe as we can, as little sway as we can, and we've definitely made some progress as far as the sway on this thing. Look at that! Wow! Here it goes! Here it goes.
Can you say Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
We're almost to Tallahassee, Hensley.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Hensley.
It looks like that camper is being towed by nothing right now. It looks like it's driving itself because the car is so tiny.
So a couple of van updates. I bought this at eTrailer. It just extends out the mirror. I like this a lot better. You can buy the ones that have like the big, long, lanky arm. I just didn't like the way that looked. They're on there really well. They almost look like a part of the mirror, but the downside is this little mirror just doesn't do much. I mean, yeah, it gives me like maybe 6 inches more viewable space, but it doesn't do a whole lot. So what I did was went to Walmart. I think this was like $3. And bought this mirror that's a blind spot mirror, and this actually does help and does make a difference. It totally covers my blind spot, and I can see around the Airstream a little bit more. The other update, as far as the engine noise that we had coming from the front, it has never happened again. The only time it happened was when the engine was getting hot going up Signal Mountain in Chattanooga, which is a pretty legit mountain if you've ever been there. I've already had a guy look at it with one of the little stethoscope things, I guess, or whatever, and he said he couldn't tell anything wrong with the bearings for the pulleys. I mean, it doesn't mean, I'm gonna have it checked out again because I really want to make sure I figure out what that is that's doing that noise. It's kind of like a loud grinding noise that happened, and it happened, which I know my first instinct is, hey, it's the transmission, but it's not. It happened even when I had it. I even shifted into straight third gear and it still did it. So I know it's not, in my mind at least logically, it wouldn't be something like the transmission. So it didn't happen necessarily when the RPMs were high or anything like that. It could happen even when we were gliding while the engine was trying to cool down. So to me it would make sense almost like if it's a bearing and a pulley that's doing something that's supposed to be cooling down the engine, that might be slipping or something might be going on there. There are a lot of families here. I don't even know. I'm not even going to guess at the number of campers. It's a totally different experience for us. Usually we pull up to a campground and we're one of the only families. But it's all families, so it's going to be cool. There are kids everywhere. Hensley, you already got a shark? Where'd you get that shark?
Shark's eating.
Is he eating grass? That's crazy.
Yum, yum. I like it.
I don't know, like I'm a little nervous doing something different, like stepping out of our comfort zone just a little bit, but it's exciting too to do something new and meet new people, and I'm excited for Hensley to get to meet new friends and play with kids. So I think it's going to be a good week, so I'm excited.
And we don't want to just not do rallies like this and Albuquerque and RV shows, but I mean, we've, Airstream rallies. There's so many ways and places you can connect as an RVer. You just gotta step out and do it, and that's, especially as introverts, that's not our first instinct, but it's something we want to make sure we do more of. But we're gonna start walking around, setting up, and meeting a few people, and we'll catch you guys later.